Hi, my name is Pam Denny. I'm an analytics architect with the IBM Maximo development team. And today we're going to continue our Maximo 761 Cognos Analytics video series and talk about active reports. One of the many things I love about Cognos Analytics is the number of different ways it provides us to display and analyze Maximo data. In our previous video recordings, I showed you how you can quickly create Cognos dashboards. I also showed how you can create reports, or what we call static reports. And static reports meet a number of use cases, but there are some other use cases where we want to enable the user to interact with the content. In the case of a standard enterprise report, the user may enter some parameter values in the content displays. But what happens if that after the data displays, they want to further filter or refine the results? Well, that's when an active report comes into play. Active reports are just like the name says, they enable user interaction. In the case here, I've added the ability for my user to filter the report results on the fly on a manufacturer. And you could do that for any number of field or attribute values. Active reports are extremely exciting, easy to build. So let me go into a demo and show you how to do that right now. Now with Cognos, there's so many different ways that you can create content. So one of my goals throughout this video series is to highlight a number of mechanisms. So I'm going to come down here and select New, and I'll select Report. So I'm starting here with creating my report template. I didn't start from my data source. And you can see that I have templates for regular reports and active reports. And I'm going to start with an active report and select OK. Now I should note that you can build a report and then change it over to an active report type. But again, let's start with something simple here and build the content. Well, what is my data source or my data files going to be? I'm going to select just an asset data module, something very simple where I have some asset data, because my premise or my goal of this video is really to highlight the active report capabilities. Well, now let me come over and bring in some of my pinned or my commonly used content. And my first one is my title. I'll just call this an asset active report so we can keep track of what we're doing. And now, just like I did with standard report, I bring over a list, select OK, and let's just populate this with a few fields. I'm going to select my asset, drag it and drop. I'm going to be a little lazy here and just select a number of different values. I'm just going to double click on those. Let me come down here. Maybe I'll grab total cost and total downtime. So that's enough to get me started. Now, if I come over here and I run my active report, what is it going to do is it goes out to the Maximo database or wherever I'm connected, and it's going to bring back all my information. But whew, I know that I want to, filter on this. It's way too much data for me to look at. Let's go ahead and close this browser and let me come back over here and let's make this a little bit easier to work with. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to open up under my Tools section for Active Report. Now I'm just simply going to select a data drop-down list. I'm going to take that widget or that tool and I'm going to drag it or drop it over here and I'm going to select OK. But now he's saying, okay, what actual field do you want to filter on? Well, I'm actually going to select manufacturer because I have that in my report and I've selected that. Now I come over here and I want to create my connection. Well, how do you want to filter this? Or how do I want to work with this particular attribute is actually what it's asking me. So here's my source. My behavior is I want to do a filter. I want to filter on my manufacturer for my list. The target could be a list. It could be a chart, whatever it is, whatever the content is in with your report. But again, I'm keeping it really simple. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my attribute of manufacturer, I'm going to filter it on my list or my content of my report by manufacturer. So now I select connect. I'm going to make sure I have manufacturer over here. Perfect. So now let's see what happens when I run my active report. It's going to go ahead and display. See how I have my drop down over here? Now if I select ARO, now my report is automatically filtering on that content. So it's almost like a parameter on the fly for your user to interact again with the content so they can quickly get the information they need. I love active reports. I see so many use cases and possibilities for these, and I really hope you get to utilize these within Cognos Analytics. So that was a very brief introduction to active reports in Cognos Analytics. And then in the next series, we're going to talk about mobile options. So thank you very much for your time.